Welcome to the Champions of Life podcast, where three orange-blooded Tennessee alums discuss how there's always next year.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. I don't know why that was so chipper. This is the Champions of Life podcast. You got three separate five-star hearts that are here. These are VFLs, battered and bruised. But we're also R&S employees. And, we can handle your logistics needs a lot better than the pressure of winning an SEC game at your home stadium. So we're here to break down Vandy Week and all the disappointment that came with that. Season recap. What are we thinking, guys?
When we were up by 7, what is that? Was it 27? No, 28,
It's like
21?
21-14.
21-14.
Yeah.
Did you feel like we had it? Because I did.
Felt good.
I felt good at that point, meaning minutes before the half.
I did not because
You still felt bad
because
at that
all
point?
season we've only played for 2 quarters.
That's true.
And historically all season, the 2
I'm a
quarters
champion of life. I
the
got
2
sucked
quarters
in.
we played in were the first half. Second half, we don't make any adjustments. We come out, we don't adjust, or we go backwards. If nothing else, we don't even stay constant with what we did in the first half. Second half, the other team always adjusts, and we didn't lose it. And so I thought we were going to lose anyway going into it.
Right, you called it.
So at that time, I was like, this is what we've seen all season.
Good for you.
I mean, I didn't want to be right.
I thought, this is like the Tennessee fan, I thought this time would be different. I'm like, surely we're not going to lose. In my mind, there's no way you lose to Vanderbilt.
Right.
There's no way they come. I don't care how good their quarterback is. You contain him. You have 2 QB spies on that.
We had
Right.
none. There was nobody spying the QB.
No, all over. And we had, how many intercepted?
2
Two
in
this
the
past
first,
week?
yeah.
That's why, again, I'm like, oh, this guy's overrated. We've got him. We got his number. We've studied film. We're on him. We know what he likes to do.
Yeah.
I was super confident. And then that penalty, I was like, oh,
Here we go.
now it's tied. Of course they're going to go in and score after that penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And then it felt like the Georgia game at that point, where they're gonna score, go for the 2-point conversion, get it, tie it up, convert, and we're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with Alabama. It was the turning point, that one play, which means we're not mentally tough.
Yeah.
One little thing happens, and then we fall apart. Bobby, what'd you think?
No. Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It went from I want to win every game that we play to I'm in this weird mental state where I am rooting to be the spoiler for Vanderbilt season, whereas Vandy has been that for us since the existence of Vanderbilt. And it was weird that I wanted to win that game so they wouldn't go to the playoffs. And then I was like, man, I just don't want this quarterback. I don't want him to come in here and talk all this smack and then come in here and do exactly what he's throwing 2 picks. We're good.
Right.
This is classic Tennessee. He ran his mouth and he's falling on his face.
Yep.
And then he didn't. I mean, to win the turnover margin in the first half and then to still get smoked by 3 scores. Their offense had their way with our defense. I'm screaming at the TV for the vast majority of the game. Where is the spy? Why is no one? You can make the injury claim all you want for this team, which is valid, but the linebacker depth was exposed. You didn't have guys that could cover. He was outrunning linebackers. Some of the angles we were taking, I felt like I was going back to watching Butch coach teams taking some of these awful angles.
Doolies, yeah.
And, it's like swarm the ball, cut off the outside, and then spy somebody. And then, honestly, Joe, it looked like people were afraid to hit. It was like, why we're arm tackling and, like, we're kind of doing the matador thing as they're going into the end zone. We're not standing anybody up.
No. And, Bobby, in basketball, when you're playing defense, your coach always is screaming at you, don't get fooled by the head fake.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get fooled by the pot, like the fake shot, and then they're going to go around. You never do that. How many times did he fake throw it or like juke somebody, and he's not even that fast? And it was crazy.
But that's not. Sorry.
Rick Barnes needed to go out there. He would have been a better defensive coordinator on Saturday than what we had.
Yep.
But that wasn't a surprise, right? Everybody knows that's how he plays.
Yeah.
And Okay, this is how confident I was from the get-go that we were going to lose. Normally, and this sounds ridiculous, I understand, but when I'm not in the stadium, I'm standing up at home watching the game. I can't sit down. And if it's a really intense game, I mean, I'm pacing, I'm, all the things. Crazy. I was sitting down from the get-go, and I was working I was doing work on my computer. So I was even half focused on the game because I just knew what was coming.
That's bad.
And that's the only game that's been like that all season, that I was so confident that we were going to lose.
It's a sad state.
And so some of the same questions we've had all season. Why did we get away from Deshaun Bishop in the second half?
Second half is bad.
There's no reason.
He was great in the first half.
Absolutely.
He's dominating.
No reason why that happened.
I think he had 6 or 8 carries in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about, the defensive junk all day long that was there, that wasn't there. But still, it's not just the defensive issues. It's the play calling. I don't understand.
We got stagnant fast. And when the defense is getting just ripped, and then you're going 3 and out, or you're going 6 plays, and then you're punting, 7 plays when you're punting, whatever it is, those are just killers. And there was no rhythm, there was no consistency after half. It was kind of felt like we were just taking it, and there was no initiative to get out there, and we weren't attacking, which Vanderbilt, great game plan. You get beat on a deep ball to Brazel, just tackle him. I mean, that was take that penalty every single time because he's going to catch it. But we went away from it. The run game, Joey did what he did, but he didn't have a great game either. And I don't know. I think some of the lingering questions that come from this is, where do we go from here?
So, a couple thoughts. One, this is your worst home loss. Right, arguably. And it's arguably Heupel's worst loss. You could go back to South Carolina, but knowing what we know now about that and the cheating that was happening, you have to say this is Heupel's worst loss. We got progressively worse as the season went. Take out the chump teams, right? Our best win is at Florida. The only reason it's our best win is because it's at Florida. You're playing against a completely decimated team. But outside of that, this season was just ridiculous.
We beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, but we did not beat them handedly. Florida, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Kentucky's really the only game that you come out and, I'm using air quotes, dominate.
Mississippi State, we could have lost really easily.
Probably
we should have.
We could have lost any of those 3. Mississippi State, Arkansas, or Florida. I mean, Florida we kind of dominated, but we gave up in the second half, which is fine.
There again, but was that an excuse that we're just letting maybe we weren't that good?
It's weird. It's weird that we're not. You look at the first half of Georgia and you go, where has this team been the entire season?
Yep.
And I don't know what happened. I don't know if that's a coaching malpractice or a systemic strategy that's changed or what. But you look at Georgia. I've watched Georgia kind of passively the entire season. I'm like, we should have beat them.
Yep.
Okay, Georgia and Alabama have had multiple games where they should not have won.
Correct. And it's because the coaches now breaks certainly go their ways, and sometimes the referees have some things to do with that. I watched a little bit of the Iron Bowl, and it's like that left tackle and the right tackle, depending on which way the play's going, is holding every single time. They never call it.
Yep.
Anyways, that's not what we're here for.
I don't know where we go from here. I don't even want to watch our bowl game.
I don't.
Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Is that where we're going?
Probably Music City.
That's right, Music City. We get the most fans.
We'll play Iowa or something.
Yep.
I mean, here's also a sad reality that we said at the beginning was we'll probably not see McCoy.
Yeah.
Gerard never came back.
Yeah. Don't blame him.
Yeah, and obviously once we're out of the playoffs now, he's not going to come back. But that was a killer, too, in this season. I think if Heupel, well, y'all know how I feel. Y'all know I don't want, there's nobody else to get. Okay, I just want Heupel to really do some soul searching in the season and come back next season, have a little bit more of the killer instinct that I wish he had, get a little bit more riled up, in his interviews with his, I want to see him on the sidelines riled up because his players are going to mirror that. Like, look at Clark Lee, how he coaches his players, and his players are a mirror of that. I just don't know that he's ever going to be that.
Let's give it 2 years and we'll get Kiffin. He'll be bored at LSU. And he'll be looking to come
Goalish.
back.
We'll get Goalish.
Yes. Bobby, you were right on that. Last week I said he'd stay. You said LSU to Florida.
Bobby got it.
Don't like to be right either, but I said offline, if you took this team and didn't watch any of the games, and you just look at you're losing, on paper, you're going to lose 2 starting potential first-round draft pick cornerbacks on your defense. Your defensive line is going to be banged up, which is true for most teams, but we had not as much depth as we've had in previous years. Then you're replacing the SEC Offensive Player of the Year with a great running back in Deshaun Bishop, but he is a preferred walk-on. You're not getting a 5-star guy in there. He played great all season long, and he was top 3 in the SEC in most rushing categories. So he's done a great job. And then you lose your starting quarterback, your 5-star multi-million-dollar quarterback, to, this guy that's basically out of the sport, and then he comes in. And so you look at all that before the season starts, and you're like, okay, this can't be a national championship. We're maybe playoffs if the cards fall the right way. Maybe you go 10-2. I think this is a realistic outcome as to where we started. If you didn't, but having watched all the games, the ways in which we lost the games is concerning. The Georgia game is a huge concern from coaching standpoint, execution standpoint. Alabama had all of its issues, predominantly bit you right at halftime. You just dug your hole too deep. And then Oklahoma was just a myriad of miscues and, again, just non-discipline. I still don't know how that guy got the fumble and scored. I don't understand how that happened.
No.
It should have never happened.
No.
And then, obviously, Vandy is just an absolute – if that's not a wake-up call, I don't know what else is. But the ways in which we lost to us, I think it feels very preventable. It could have been better schemed, better coached, better executed. And so – you hear some of Joey's comments post-game. I don't think he was taking shots at anybody, but he's like, hey, we got to come back in. We got to be prepared, and we got to practice with intentionality, and you got to practice like you want to play. And so I just wonder how much of, to your point, Lainey, is that missing the fire, the energy, the discipline. You saw Saban coach teams, and they're up by 40 in the fourth quarter, and the third stringer messes up. He's wearing him out because the standard is the standard. Right. And I don't know. I'm not in. It's just a guy watching from the couch, a couple hours a weekend. I don't know that's there with this coaching staff.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, take Rick Barnes. You bring him up a lot. His coaching style, he is on his players. Yep. But they want to come, they want to play for him because they know he's going to coach them hard, but he's also got their back. Right. Yeah. And Heupel, I'm sure, has his players back. I mean, he had too much with Boo Carter, right?
Yeah, that's a big issue. Yeah. But
it's that hard, the push, the forceful, you are going to uphold this standard here. Obviously we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but just watching Heupel on that, he's just so mild-mannered.
No. And I think the people that got hurt, you look at remember Ohio State, they won the national championship with their third-string quarterback that one year? Yeah. The overall point is that Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, they have we lose people, but we should have such good depth. It doesn't matter, and that goes back to the coach. Where is our depth? Are we that thin every year that if one or two guys, our whole season's over? It shouldn't be that way. Yeah. Where's the pipeline?
It's been like that with the offensive line for years and years.
Yeah.
You don't have the sanctions anymore. You've got scholarships back,
right?
And you've got a transfer portal, and you've got one of the best revenue-producing programs in the entire country.
We've got money to spend.
Yeah. Here's the other thing Bobby and I talked about this morning, too, was Ethan Davis. Ethan Davis looks amazing.
Yeah.
The only reason he is playing is because Kitzelman gets hurt. Right. Now, Kitzelman was great. There were times where he had some flashes. Yeah. But for the most part, why has Ethan Davis not been getting more playing time?
Yep.
And I know he was hurt for a time, so, that's probably some of it. But I don't think we'd see the same numbers with Davis, obviously, if Kitzelman hadn't gotten hurt in this last couple games. Even decisions like that, I just don't get it. I think Heupel's loyal to a fault sometimes.
So then I wonder if Golish made him look really. This is what we said in our before the first game of the season. Maybe Golish made him look really good for a couple of years.
Yeah. There's a period of the Vandy game where it was still within reach. It felt like we were still in the game, to some of us at least. But there was a portion where we're getting 6-7 yard runs. We're getting up, snapping the ball, and we're throwing timing passes that are accurate and on time. And I'm like, okay, where has this been all season long? Instead, it's been, remember the first handful of years, every game you watch, there was that statistic that said, average time from snap is like 2.3 seconds after the play. And it's like, we haven't seen any of that. And the whole strategy is to spread the field and throw the ball and pull the defenders back so they have to guard so that you can run. And it feels like we've gone away from that. You've got 3 receiver sets out there the whole time. So instead of playing Kitzelman and Davis, you've just got Kitzelman out there.
All right.
It's like, man, you're not moving towards the strengths of your team. You're not adapting to the way that we need to. Now, I think the 3 receivers that we have had a great year. Statistically, a great year.
Yeah, where was Staley, though, on Saturday?
He had 2 or 3 good catches, and that was about it.
I mean, he was hardly
You wonder why.
targeted at all.
What did you see there that made you go away from that? I don't know.
I feel like Vanderbilt got more out of their defense, and they should not. We were bigger and stronger in some of these cases. These one-on-one matchups. Why we couldn't move the ball is frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know what you do on defense, but something needs to be done, and I don't know. I think we want to see Heupel succeed here, and I don't think that there's just an obvious, clear answer to just say, okay, well, we need to get rid of the guy and we'll bring in this other guy. I don't think that's the answer, but I would like to see some hard conversations, either a willingness to change personnel within the staff or a philosophy or something that says we learned our lesson. We're not going to do this again. I think most people are saying right now Vanderbilt's been the kiss of death. If you lose that game, your time here is limited from a coaching perspective. I think it's true if you lose that game and you don't do anything with it. If you don't change or grow, you want to stay stubborn to your system.
Right.
That's where you're going to have issues.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall when Danny White is reviewing this year with him to see what he says, because he won't tolerate it.
For years, it's you roll out a football team and they got a T on the helmet, you're going to sell out most of the games. You're going to sell merchandise, you're going to sell beer, you're going to sell popcorn, you're going to sell tickets. People want to be at the games. And I think a lot of our athletic directors just said, yeah, we can roll whatever we want out there and people will still come. I think Danny has done a great job of running this like a business with the entertainment district coming and the talent fee. He's generating revenue. But this is where, when you push the fan base to this point, they aren't going to put up with a really bad product. And Saturday was a really bad product.
Yeah, I think he'll start next season on the hot seat for sure. If it's another bad one, I don't see him lasting another year.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make changes.
So, we got to wrap this one up. Here's the question on the way out. Granted, we don't know the bowl game. We don't know our opponent. We don't know the outcome. But given the way this season has finished, would you have rather had this season's ending or last season's, where we make it to the playoffs and then we get absolutely tanked and embarrassed at Ohio State? And ending in a way where people are questioning, okay, why was Tennessee even in the playoffs?
I think I would rather be in the playoffs than out.
Yeah.
But it was rough. But it was at their house. There's a lot going on that game. It's freezing.
They wanted Ryan Day
Miserable.
fired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the week before.
Like 70
2 weeks
hours
before.
before we played, they wanted him. I think they were selling tickets in hopes that we would come in and beat them so they could justify his.
Yes.
Right.
And it's like
Yes.
he's a national championship anyways. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes. And I think to any other team that would have, if that was Tennessee and Ohio State, we probably would have got our butts whooped. And
Right.
but they flipped it on the other side and they took it. So, yeah, I would say there was only, whatever it was, 12 teams last year or
Yeah.
less.
8.
Oh gosh, what was it? Yeah, it expanded
eight?
this year.
I think it was 8.
Yeah. something like that.
There's 6 or 10 teams. We were one of them. And so, like, I would take that 99% of the time. You got to have a ticket to win the lottery. And so we got in there. And Ole Miss didn't do that. Alabama didn't do that. LSU didn't do that. So I would take that any given day. And I think we can get back. I don't think, like, you have a bad recruiting class or this negatively impact. Like, I don't think that these kids today care a ton about us going 8-4, 7-5, or 9-3. I think they care about, are they going to get paid? Am I going to get my face on the billboard?
Right.
And are you going to get me to the league?
Yep.
Actually, I might make more here than I would in the league,
Right.
you know? The Texas quarterback from last year, he would have made more had he transferred than going to the Dolphins.
That's what Zakai Ziegler's after.
So I don't think it hurts recruiting class. I don't think it's going to like tank, you know, the fan buy-in if you can come and turn this thing around. And then you got to reload. So you got to be aggressive in the portal. Not every kid is going to want to come to Tennessee, but like I do think that this is an attractive option. And so if you've got the money and you've got the desire, you go. It's so easy to reload and bring people back. And if you're a receiver, if you're an offensive lineman, if you're a tight end, if you're a running back, this is a place where I think you'd want to be in a situation where you can put up numbers.
Yep.
So I don't think it's far-fetched to think that our schedule is going to be a lot harder
Our
next
schedule
year.
is much harder. If we had played 9 SEC games this year, we wouldn't have been 4-4. Goodness. Heupel might have been gone this year, just like half the other SEC teams.
But I think if you flipped it around, if we had A&M or Ole Miss's schedule, I think we're easily 10-2.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Ifs
All I'll
and
say,
buts. We're candies and nuts.
there you go. All I'll say is I wish we had last year's defense and this year's offense.
Yeah.
If we could
Yeah.
just put the two together 1 year. Can we just do that? Is
Yeah.
that asking too much?
Yep.
What I'm a little sad about is, like, I love Hendon Hooker. He would have easily won the Heisman if he played this year. And he had the same stats from
Yep,
22.
100%.
Yep.
It's a shame.
Yep. Indiana guy's going to get it.
Yeah, you don't even know his name.
No, I
He's gonna
don't.
win.
Fernando something.
Fernando.
All right. That's it for this one.
Basketball season, baby.
Here we go. And then baseball's right behind it.
Don't disappoint us.
Champions Alive podcast.
Go Vols.
next time.
Go Vols.
Who else?